beautiful ones, and welcome. This is Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art, deep dive into tools for empowerment and healing. I was sitting with a dear friend recently, and he shared with me a seed of a fantastic idea for a podcast. And as my excitement grew at the concept, I could see his body shifting into resistance, and the subtle rise of the shoulders and the breaking of the eye contact. I could tell, although a great idea, it seemed bigger than him, for himself. I allowed some silence between us, not wanting to jump in and shout, "Just begin!" And I didn't have to. He spoke softly, breaking the silence, and said, "Well, I guess I just need to begin." "Yes," I said, "that's it." Taking that first leap of faith is all it takes to get you started, and the rest will work itself out. I have found myself in this situation many, many times, and these two simple words, just begin, hold within them the power to dismantle even the most stubborn blockages and limiting beliefs that hinder our progress towards that which we want to bring into being, or that which we want to shift and transform in our lives. Whether it's embarking on a new career path, committing to a healthier lifestyle, pursuing a long-held passion, that whatever it is, the journey always starts with that first step. But you have to just begin. In our quest for personal growth and transformation, we find ourselves entangled in this web of doubt and fear and imposed limitations because we're going into the unknown. We may doubt our own abilities and cling to the comfort zones and the comfortable routines, even though they're not serving us. And these mental barriers can seem insurmountable, and they trap us in this cycle of inertia, preventing us from reaching our full potential. Maybe we're looking around at what other people are doing, or engaging in self-talk that isn't progressing our vision, and we diminish ourselves and our light. But what I want you to hear from me today is very important. When an idea comes to you, when an inspiration comes to you, it is for you. Claim it. I'll say that again. When an idea comes to you or an inspiration comes to you, it is for you. Claim it. It is the creator life force energy moving through you, and if you don't claim it, someone else will. And when you receive that gift, remember the power of just begin. These words, they are a rally cry. They urge us to break free from the shackles of our own minds and take that crucial step towards the dream. And you know what? Dreams take work. So just begin. Just begin reminds us that action, however small, is the antidote to stagnation. By simply starting, we disrupt that inertia that holds us back, and we set in motion a chain of events that will lead us to that profound transformation and the actualization of the dream. The beauty of just begin lies in its simplicity. It doesn't demand perfection or mastery from the outset. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just encourages us to embrace actually imperfection and uncertainty as natural parts of the journey. It invites us to adopt a mindset of experimentation and learning. Every step forward is a victory in and of itself, regardless of the outcome, because you have begun, because you've planted the seed. Holding that seed in your hand will not bear the fruit. It must be planted in. So just begin. Just begin. You have everything. If the idea has come to you, then everything you need to nurture that idea is following in it. Within that seed of intention is all of the intelligence it needs to grow. But you must just begin. You must plant the seed. And you are enough. If there's a skill you don't yet have, if there is a pathway that doesn't yet, open, doesn't matter. Just begin, and you then are open to receive all of the things that you need for it to come into fruition. And it does. I remember wanting to make a sound installation for an exhibition many years ago. It was a experiential installation of my journey from my homeland of Iran into Australia as a soundscape, and I had collected all the sounds from my travels, from taking audio out of video, all of these things. Very complex. I got to a point where I needed a sound engineer, but I had begun. I fiddled around as much as I could, and in my conversation with a person I had just met, and telling them about my progress with my installation, I said, I really need a sound engineer now. He looked me square in the eye and said, I am a sound engineer. I nearly fell over. And bless his heart, he helped me, created the work, finished the soundtrack, looked amazing, it sounded amazing, and it was a beautiful exhibition. But if on the onset, the idea had come to me to make a sound installation, and I said to myself, well, I don't have that skill. How am I supposed to do that? Then it wouldn't have been, and that idea would have gone to somebody else. And that is the power of just begin, because you actually don't know who is waiting for you to be in that alignment and be in that path to help you. We are all connected in this web of life. And the moment that we embody the spirit of just begin, we defy that inner critic and we allow creativity to flow freely and all the synchronicities to line up. Just begin serves as a potent catalyst for change. I've experienced it many times. I've seen it. I've lived it. Just begin, encourage us to confront our fears and insecurities head on, rather than allowing them to dictate our actions. It reminds us that growth occurs outside of our comfort zones, in that space where uncertainty and possibility intersect. And if you don't ride that wave, someone else will. Because the idea has a life of its own and it wants to be manifest into the world. So what happens is that you then miss out on the pleasure of birthing it. You then miss out on the learning, the expansion, the connection, the abundance that comes with it. Because the idea will find its way into a host that will nurture it and take those steps to begin. And this is not a linear journey. You may begin and then encounter setbacks. You may begin and encounter doubt. You may begin and there'll be lots of frustration. But that is the moment where the wisdom of just begin is shining the brightest, because it reminds us that failure is not a sign of inadequacy, but an opportunity for growth and learning. Mistakes are learning. It teaches us resilience in the face of adversity and empowers us to persevere, knowing that every setback brings us one step closer to our goals. And that dance of beginning, forward 2 steps, back 2 steps, the cha-cha-cha or whatever, just begin, is a philosophy for living a life of purpose, of living a life that is encapsulating growth and fulfillment, and reminding us that change is not only possible but inevitable when we summon the courage to take the first step. So whatever dreams or aspirations are stirring within you, whatever inspiration keeps knocking at your door, getting louder and louder and louder, remember these 2 very simple words, my friends. Just begin. Well, as always, deep gratitude for sharing this time with me on this episode. And if you found it helpful, please subscribe, share and like for more. And reach out on my socials, Instagram, YouTube or my website. They are all my name. Until next time, beloveds, you've been listening to Nazanin Marashian, Love and Heart Art.